name is Jeremiah Harris, owner of Twist and Turn Dryer Vent Cleaning. We wanted to take an opportunity to kind of expound upon a proper way to connect your dryer to your dryer vent. And what we have here are a couple samples of what we typically see and some things to be on the lookout for as a homeowner, and especially in regard to safety about connecting your appliance to a dryer vent. What we have here in this position right here to your right is basically what we call vinyl hosing. Vinyl connection hose is something that is no longer made or manufactured, but because there are still a lot of homes that have these type of connection hoses, they need to be removed. And when I say removed, I mean no longer in service or use, because these type of hoses are dangerous. They are not able to handle the type of heat buildup associated to an appliance like a dryer when the dryer vent is not breathing well. So without a customer knowing or a homeowner knowing that their dryer vent is blocked up, the dryer vent hose can be getting extremely hot and therefore melt or cause even the ability for fire to take place and not be able to truly contain the fire. That means that if the lint inside the hose catches, the hose itself will not contain the products of combustion and therefore spread between the wall of the home and the dryer itself. So this is a huge fire hazard, and if you have one of these in your home behind your dryer, please remove it. It's unsafe. The next that we see is what we see most commonly. This is what we find at box stores. This is what you'll find at your local Home Depot or Lowe's or Menards or any other place that you might be at in the United States that has a box store. These type of hoses are what we call flexible foil connection hoses, and there are two types that we see most commonly. One in particular is what we call an air connector. So it looks very similar to this, but the difference is that even though this is designed for a dryer connection, there is another hose that looks very similar, but on the interior of the dryer duct hose, you will see usually discoloration like plastic or some form of other material, such as Mylar. Mylar is still a plastic, and because of that, it should not be used. So what type of flexible foil duct should you be using? You should be using a foil duct that is both foil inside and foil outside. And this basically means a 2-ply foil connection hose. And also, just so that you're aware, when you do buy anything from a box store, look at the labeling. Most of the boxes that you'll find these in will have a label that states its purpose. And so if it doesn't say that it's purposefully used for connection of dryers, do not buy that and do not use that. However, this type of material is perfectly acceptable when you have situations where connection hoses have to be made from a dryer to a dryer vent where you need that type of flexibility. You can see this is extremely flexible and very easy to work with when you're trying to make longer distances and yet be in much shorter spaces between your dryer and your wall. This is a huge help. So don't have anything necessarily against these, except to say that they are not fire rated either. So if they were to ignite or something was to ignite, the flame spread would continue just the same amount as it would with your vinyl connection hose. Moving on over to this side, these are the ones that we really prefer seeing on the back of dryers. So what you'll see over here in my right hand is actually what we call a semi-rigid aluminum duct. This is extremely important because this makes a great transition from the dryer, but you can see that it's not as easy to work with. It is flexible, but it doesn't give you the same flexibility as something like this. This right here is extremely well for maintaining a good solid connection, but you're also going to need probably a longer piece in order to make the type of connection that might fit between the wall and the dryer inside your home. This right here is the type of hose that we at Twist and Turn and a lot of other great companies that do dryer vent cleaning use, and there's several reasons why we use this product. This product here is actually UL listed, and it's UL listed specifically for dryer vents, and it's UL listed to what we call 2158A. What that basically means is that it's been UL listed specifically for fire rating and dryer connection. So basically what that means for us is that it allows us to connect the dryer to the dryer vent and make a positive connection to where if there was flame spread, it would hold and contain the flame for a specific amount of time, generally long enough for the homeowner to be aware that a fire has broken out to the point that they can easily exit the home or simply call a responsible party in order to eliminate the fire. So this is very, very helpful and extremely important. More expensive, but at the same time, it's extremely helpful in situations where installation is needed in short distances between the dryer and the wall, flexibility that gives us the ability to maneuver where the dryer sits or how the dryer sits to the wall, and even when it's maneuvered at a 90-degree elbow, you can see that the dryer hose keeps its actual diameter, which is 4 inches round. This hose here, unfortunately, as flexible as it is, the more that it's crunched in or turned, the more the hose loses its ability to maintain a 4-inch diameter. So we're talking about air restriction in a hose like this, whereas a hose like this that we install is going to always keep the diameter of the pipe and of course keep the velocity of the dryer at its peak performance.